You're using technology right now that could make a $500 billion industry obsolete. On February 5th, 2026, OpenAI dropped a bomb on Wall Street. They announced Frontier, a platform that lets AI agents do your job for you, not chat with you, not help you, actually do the work. And investors suddenly asked a terrifying question. If AI agents can execute workflows inside Salesforce, Workday, and SAP without humans logging in, why would companies keep paying for thousands of user seats? This is the story of how ChatGPT went from party trick to enterprise assassin in less than 4 years. Let's break down what just happened. What happened? On February 5th, 2026, OpenAI launched Frontier, an enterprise platform for building, deploying, and managing AI agents. But here's the thing, this isn't about chatbots answering questions. This is about autonomous agents executing complex workflows without human intervention. Frontier operates like an operating system for enterprise AI agents. Think of it as middleware that connects AI models to your company's tools, CRM systems, databases, email, ticketing platforms, file servers. The platform has 4 core components. Business context connects all your enterprise systems, so agents access the same data humans do. Agent execution enables multiple agents to work in parallel on complex tasks, like a relay race team, passing work between runners. Evaluation and optimization provides built-in feedback loops so agents improve with experience. And enterprise security enforces permissions, encrypts communications, and maintains audit trails. Early adopters include Uber, State Farm, and Intuit. One energy producer used AI agents to improve operational efficiency by 5%. That doesn't sound like much until you realize it translated to over $1 billion in additional revenue. An air carrier is using agents to autonomously rebook flights and reroute bags when disruptions happen. Financial services firms are deploying agents that capture meeting actions, draft reminders, and track follow-through, all without human prompting. Here's what makes Frontier dangerous to traditional software companies. It's platform agnostic. You're not locked into OpenAI's agents. Frontier works with agents from Google, Microsoft, Anthropic, anyone. And you don't need to rip out your existing systems. Frontier connects to what you already have via APIs. But there's a catch. On February 7th, 2026, just 2 days after Frontier launched, Okta issued a security warning about what they call the authorization gap. Imagine an AI agent with master key access to retrieve confidential salary data from HR systems. It answers a manager's question, but then it accidentally posts the summary to a public Slack channel where interns can see it. The agent had permission to get the data, but the system didn't check who could see the result. That's the authorization gap, and it's already happening. Background. To understand why Frontier matters, you need to see how we got here. This is an 8-year evolution from GPT-1 in 2018 to enterprise disruption in 2026. GPT-1 in 2018 demonstrated potential. GPT-3 dropped in June 2020 with 175 billion parameters and few-shot learning. It could learn new tasks from just a few examples. But the real explosion happened on November 30th, 2022. ChatGPT launched as a free chatbot. It reached 100 million users faster than TikTok or Instagram. It was a party trick that went viral. Then the evolution accelerated. March 2023, ChatGPT API. So developers could integrate it into apps. April 2023, plugins for accessing live data and third-party services. But plugins failed, too fragmented. OpenAI killed them in April 2024, replacing them with custom GPTs. GPT-4o arrived in May 2020. 4. Natively multimodal. GPT-5 hit August 2025 with a massive capability leap. And somewhere in there, the fundamental shift happened. From ask and respond to assign and execute. Early ChatGPT answered questions. Plugins added limited tool access. AP is enabled integration. Custom GPTs created specialized assistants. But agents? Agents plan multi-step workflows. They execute tasks across systems. They iterate based on results. They make decisions without constant human input. An agent doesn't wait for you to tell it what to do next. It figures that out itself. The fastest growing consumer app in history became the fastest growing enterprise disruptor. In less than 4 years, ChatGPT went from answering trivia questions to threatening a $500 billion industry. Technical details. So how does Frontier actually work? Let's get into the architecture. At the core, Frontier is middleware, sitting between AI models and your enterprise systems. The business context layer retrieves data from your CRM, databases, and file servers, creating shared business context. Imagine if every new employee had instant perfect memory of every meeting, email, and decision in company history. That's what agents get. The agent execution layer runs workflows in parallel. Think of it like a relay race. One agent retrieves customer data from Salesforce, passes it to another who checks inventory. That agent hands off to a third who processes the order, all without human intervention. The evaluation and optimization layer monitors performance. It tracks what works, what fails, and feeds that back so agents improve over time. This isn't scripted automation. Agents learn from experience. The enterprise security layer uses role-based access control with just-in-time permissions, granted only for the required duration. Like giving a delivery driver a one-time code that expires after 30 minutes, instead of a key that works forever. Communications use TLS 1.3 encryption. Every action gets logged. The platform uses MCP, the Model Context Protocol. It's like a universal power adapter for AI agents. Install one MCP server, and all agents can plug in. This standardization makes Frontier platform agnostic. But remember that authorization gap? It's a real problem. Traditional identity and access management evaluates user identity. But agent actions are evaluated against the agent's identity, not the requester's. So an agent might have high-level access to retrieve data, but post results to low-privilege spaces. And here's the scary part. 100% of surveyed security, IT, and risk leaders said they can monitor their AI agents. But the majority said, they cannot stop agents when something goes wrong. You can watch your self-driving car on a live feed. But if it starts heading toward a cliff, you can't hit the brakes. That's the governance containment gap. Quick reminder, if you're finding this helpful, that subscribe button helps us make more videos like this. Now, back to why this is freaking out Wall Street. Impact. Let's talk about why traditional SaaS companies are terrified. February 5th, 2026, wasn't just the Frontier launch. Anthropic dropped Claude Opus 4.6 the same day. The 1-2 punch sent shockwaves through the stock market. Salesforce, ServiceNow, Workday, SAP, Microsoft all saw their stocks decline as investors realized what this means. The disruption works through 3 mechanisms. First, per-seat pricing collapse. A Salesforce seat costs $150 to $300 per month. 100 employees means $15,000 to $30,000 monthly. But if Frontier agents execute those workflows without humans logging in, why pay for 100 seats when 5 AI agents do the work? You're paying rent for empty desks. Second, disintermediation. Frontier sits between customers and SaaS apps. You used to buy groceries at Safeway. Direct relationship. Now you order via Instacart. They shop at Safeway, but your relationship is with Instacart. Safeway became infrastructure. That's what's happening to SaaS companies. The customer relationship shifts to OpenAI. Third, workflow replication. If agents handle inventory updates, lead nurturing, and customer onboarding, why subscribe to specialized tools? Agentic AI replicates workflows that previously required expensive SaaS subscriptions. Here's the math that's scaring investors. If agents replace human logins, enterprises could see 70 to 90% cost savings on SaaS licensing. That's not trimming the budget. That's obliterating entire revenue streams. And SaaS companies know it. That's why Salesforce built Agentforce. Microsoft has Copilot. They're racing to become agent platforms themselves. But here's the problem. Their agents are vendor-locked. You can only use Salesforce agents with Salesforce. Frontier works with anyone's agents. Platform agnostic wins. The combined market cap loss for major SaaS companies in the days following the Announcement was estimated in the billions. This isn't disruption. This is an existential threat to the per-seat licensing model that built a $500 billion industry. What's next? So where does this go? The adoption curve is steep. Gartner forecasts that by the end of 2026, 40% of enterprise apps will have agents, an 8 times increase in 1 year. And it's already happening. August 2025, survey 57% of companies have AI agents in production, 22% in pilots. 100% of surveyed security, IT, and risk leaders said agentic AI is on their roadmap. Not maybe. It's happening. High-impact areas, customer support, supply chain, R&D, knowledge management, cybersecurity. Deployment focus is 46% operations and compliance, 39% business functions, 18% sales, 16% marketing. But here's where it gets messy. Only 20% of companies have mature governance models. 62% lack a clear starting point for agent deployment. They know they need to do this. They don't know how to do it safely. And the regulatory hammer is coming. The EU AI Act begins enforcement. August 2nd, 2026, 6 months from now. SOC 2 and GDPR audits are already scrutinizing agent access patterns. Companies are scrambling to implement governance frameworks before regulators show up. The competitive landscape, it's a cage match. OpenAI and Anthropic bought Super Bowl ads in February 2026 just to trash talk each other. When was the last time enterprise software companies bought Super Bowl ads to dunk on competitors? This is a fundamental battle over who becomes the operating system of the enterprise in an AI-driven world. And the stakes are massive. That energy producer case study, 5% efficiency improvement, over $1 billion in revenue. That's production, real workflows, real money. By late 2026, AI agents will be infrastructure, like cloud computing was in 2010. Companies that adopted early got competitive advantages. Companies that waited got disrupted. We're watching that same curve happen again, but faster. The question isn't whether your company will use AI agents. The question is whether you'll control them, or whether they'll control workflows you don't even understand anymore. And if you want to keep learning about where AI is heading, check out our video on how AI models actually work under the hood. I'll link it right here. Thanks for watching.